hope traffic wasn't too bad.
I took the train.
Oh, you're gonna have to take your shoes off.
Right.
Asian house.
Of course. Where should I set up?
I made coffee. How do you take it?
Black?
So are you from Los Angeles?
Born and raised, not as well traveled as you are.
I got lucky.
The apartment is filled with cultural memorabilia from various regions of the world. A impressive yet predictable collection of kibble, interchangeable with any household that wishes to pass itself off as a residence of refined taste.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Oh, don't mind me, just a professional discourtesy. This is too much. You shouldn't have.
Well, I rarely get the chance to entertain. You're probably my first guest in over a year.
Well, I mean, I'd hardly consider myself a guest. I do have an obligation to be here.
Still, it's an opportunity for coffee and treats.
Of course. Now, from what I understand, you've been trying to keep yourself out of the media.
I have.
What changed?
Well, candidly speaking, my publisher wanted me to put a public face to the novel in hopes to calm things down and to remind people that there's a human being at the center of all of this.
It's funny that you say that, actually. I told my editor I didn't think I was the right man for this job.
Why?
I was afraid I would exacerbate the situation.
And what do you think of that?
He said he was counting on it. So, have you ever been interviewed?
No, this would be my first full-fledged interview ever.
Ever? That's a lot of pressure.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Well, I meant on you. This is good.
So how long have you worked for the Times?
Going on like 6 years now. 7 years? It's probably my first job out of college, you know, if you don't count. If you don't count that first year, I was a freelancer.
Good for you.
It's not a bad gig. Get to travel the country, speak to interesting people.
Sounds like a dream come true,
Yeah. Although, kind of makes it hard to have a family, you know? Settle down.
It does. You know, I never desired a family myself.
It's not for everybody.
No, it's not. I prefer being alone. You know, solitude's been a great ally to me.
Before you continue, do you mind if we start? So you're just telling me about the isolation of being an author. Why do you think it is that writers have such difficulty interacting with the outside world?
No, I was expressing how important solitude is to someone like myself. I think that writing is inherently a isolating activity, but that doesn't mean that authors in general have a problem socializing. I mean, come on, look at Hemingway or Kerouac.
Wow. Already lumping yourself in with some of the greats there, huh? Do you think that your novel will someday, carry the same significance as A Farewell to Arms?
No, of course I don't think that.
Because your novel's about fucking corpses.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah, sure. Oh, right.
Yeah, how you feeling? Is the coffee too strong? Would you like a glass of water?
No, I'm fine.
You sure?
Look, first interviews can be a little jarring. People have an image of how they're gonna play out in their heads, and it doesn't always go that way.
Well, if you say so.
Why don't we take it back a little bit, huh? I'll throw you some basic questions, and we'll just get in the groove.
Sure.
How long have you been writing for?
For about 10 years.
And this is your first published work, is that correct?
I've had some short stories featured online, but nothing at this level.
What do you make of this new era of online publishing?
I think it's opened up another avenue for writers to create a visible portfolio and legitimize their work.
Any drawbacks?
Oversaturation.
Naturally. But you were ultimately discovered by a major independent publisher, isn't that right?
No. No, I wasn't discovered. After years of submissions and query letters, I finally got an agent, and he was able to get my manuscript into the right hands.
And the explicit nature of your novel, did that help in any way?
It certainly made it stand out.
Is that why you wrote it?
No, of course not.
What, is it so crazy to suggest that someone would write something intentionally controversial in order to gain notoriety?
I never said that, but once the pages started flowing, there was no turning back.
No turning back? Considering what?
Well, considering the knowledge that very few people would support me writing this book.
Because it's about fucking corpses.
Well, yes.
Great, great. So, was there anybody who did support the writing of this?
Not really. My family back home were adamantly against it.
Why?
Where I'm from, you're not really allowed to discuss these things.
But considering the reaction it's been getting around here, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's the type of thing you're allowed to discuss anywhere.
My novel was published and distributed in the West, not the East. Says a lot about the ideas in which we find acceptable for interpretation on this side of the world.
Interpretation? What kind of interpretation do you think people are making here?
Well, however people choose to interpret the characters or the events in this novel is simply that. Choices. Personally, I try to refrain from inflicting any kind of agenda on anyone through my work. The way I see it, once you release it to the world, it's no longer yours.
I've heard that one before. But you have to admit, this is an attempt at infamy.
Not an attempt, no.
Was it worth it?
I can't answer that.
You can't answer that. Your publisher's receiving bomb threats. I'm sure you and your family have received a number of death threats.
There was
by
a
now.
fatwa issued for Salman Rushdie's head over a work of fiction. I wasn't expecting this, but I'm also not surprised.
Were your family expecting this?
That's something I have to deal with on my own terms.
It's easy for you to say all this outrage is causing your book sales to go through the roof.
At least something else that's out of my control.
But it benefits you.
Benefits my family, too.
So they should be grateful.
They've shown me a lot of faith, and I will repay them for it.
Oh, how gracious of you. Speaking of faith, there is a moment in your novel where one of your characters, without giving too much away, sneaks into a church and ravishes a nun who is lying in repose.
I'm aware.
Christians seem to take this as an assault on their religion.
They always manage to find a way, don't they?
But you have to admit the implications are everywhere.
I admit nothing.
There are religious emblems and symbols scattered liberally throughout this novel. I mean, your protagonist, if you can even call him
I
that,
can call him that. Yes.
compares the sensation of penetrating the orifices of a cold corpse with that of divine
Is it any
sacrament.
more unusual than the idea of partaking in the body of Christ? Symbolically cannibalizing another human being?
To Christians, Jesus isn't just some other human being.
And to my readers, these characters are just a work of fiction. Any backlash is nothing short of reactionary.
Because of your novel, religious fundamentalists are pressuring their legislators to sanction a national book burning.
Good.
Sorry about that. Great stuff. I just really need to use your bathroom.
You're trying to get a reaction out of me.
I'm just trying to get into the mind of the author. There's gonna be plenty more interviews like this. Believe me. I'm one of the nice ones. Would you rather I just threw you softballs all day?
I never said that.
Of course not. Think about my position. What would people say if the author of a book like yours was answering fluff questions all day for a major review? They'd hang me. I'm sorry, the bathroom? Much better. Shall we continue?
I got all day.
Alrighty then. So you were just saying that burning books is good.
I was saying I was glad I was getting a visceral reaction out of fundamentalists.
Why is that important to you?
It's not. But I also don't think it's a negative thing that these people are upset. Because it tells me I'm sending a charge to our systems of belief. You know, many of us are imprisoned by our imaginary constructs. Religious morality suppresses our understanding of the natural world. The result? Cognitive dissonance on a mass scale.
So what? Your novel's gonna provide a remedy to that?
I consider it the lifting of the veil.
Sounds like an agenda to me.
Then I suppose that it is.
Okay. Well, tell me then, what lies beyond the veil?
Look around. You're already seeing it.
Are your parents religious?
My mother is not.
And your father?
He's a deacon.
You're kidding. Oh boy. I'm sure this must have caused some scandal amongst his congregation.
Inevitably.
Has he shared that with you?
We've spoken about it, but that's all I'll say on the matter.
And your mother, what has she got to say about all this?
I wouldn't know.
Not on speaking terms?
That's right.
Wait, so are your parents divorced?
Yes.
Ooh. Ouch. Double whammy for dear old dad, huh? He's divorced and his son is a blasphemer.
He's found his absolution.
Yeah, at the bottom of a bottle, I'm sure. Your mother, where's she now?
She's back in Paris.
Is that where you were born?
No, I was born in Vietnam. My mother was an expat when she met my father.
But you all moved to America together.
That's right.
How old were you?
I was 12.
Pretty old.
Not really.
Why'd you immigrate?
My father had some family here, and he saw an opportunity to open up a restaurant.
Was it successful?
The restaurant did well for several years, and it's funny how quickly things change.
What happened?
People just lost interest. At one point, Vietnamese food was exotic, and then it became trendy, and now it's ubiquitous. We just couldn't keep up with the competition. But my parents were still able to put me through college, which ultimately was their goal.
How'd you fare?
I graduated with subpar grades and a degree in biology.
I'm sure that informed the anatomical accuracies in your novel.
To an extent.
And so what happened after?
Well, naturally, I got into sales for a pharmaceutical company.
Naturally.
I was miserable until I discovered spiritualism.
Come again?
Spiritualism.
What, like seances and tarot readings?
It goes a little deeper than that, but yeah, I dabbled in those elements too, but mainly just to indulge with my curiosity.
So is that what brought you to write the novel?
Well, it certainly helped me establish a relationship with the dead.
Spiritualism.
Yes. You see, in spiritualism, death is embraced as part of life, not a separation from it. The strands of communication between the dead and the living are never severed. In practice, I have felt moments of genuine connection to some of those who have passed on to the other side. Even when my own skepticism spoke to me of coincidences and scientific facts. You see, intimacy with death brings clarity.
And so your novel is an escalation of that intimacy.
If that's how you like to put it.
Well, how would you put it?
Well, if creativity is channeling the divine, then I'm just a vessel.
So what? You're just gonna chalk it up to fate, God's will, talking spirits?
I'm sure you've drawn your own conclusions.
This whole premise of a necrophiliac living under such an elegant and nebulous setting just reeks of childhood trauma. Sounds to me like the little immigrant boy was dragged away from home to go set up a failed restaurant in Little Saigon, effectively forcing him to live among the troglodytes in the old US of A. When times got tough, Mom took off, leaving you with dear old Dad. When you were insolent, you were punished brutally in the name of the Lord. But I think the worst thing is that he probably made you feel like your worth was only as good as the money you could someday earn. So there it was, the inspiration. You became determined to humiliate them the only way you knew how, by being successful at something they would detest. And you've achieved that in ways they could have never imagined.
I think we can end this here. Your editor knows what he's doing. Readership is plummeting, and you need a headline. This is nice. It's a little bulky, but I like it.
It's a relic, but it gets the job done.
Why not just use a phone?
Something about the tape. When I'm alone at home playing it back, the interviews just fill the room. Digital files have no weight to them.
I think there's more to it than that.
Is there?
Sentimental value. What if I were to toss this out the open window?
The tape?
No, not the tape. The recorder. I could just smash this on the table.
Well, I certainly wouldn't be too happy about that.
You got this from someone very close to you. Someone no longer with us. Your father. Running around with your dead father's tape recorder? That's a little morbid, don't you think?